Straight talk from Israel. You're listening to Israel News Talk Radio.
Hi everyone, this is Orly Benny Davis and this is From Jerusalem with Love. Today is August 26, 2020 and we are here in Israel, the Holy Land, the only holy land in the whole world, praying for the safeguard of all the world who is fighting the coronavirus and struggling with this incredible economy. Our realities change forever and we must face it with grace. The question is how? How can we go about and make sure that it's going to change and turn the world to the right track? We have incredible convention of the Republican Party taking place in Washington or in America as we speak. And we have a lot to talk about women condition in the world. According to the news, what's going on in Lebanon aftermath with women being caught up in the line of fire. And then we have more to talk about justice system and what took place in Israel and how they avoided an early election this time around. Then, of course, we're going to be thankful for a peace accord and understanding that we're having with the United Arab Emirates, which we all appreciate. And with the help of the Secretary of State, Mr. Pompeo, something that is really outstanding, and of course of President Trump. We think that there's so much to talk about, and we are hoping that you are all well, and we will ponder together how we can pray together and make sure that those events that are happening now will teach us a good lessons and make us stronger for the next round. Because, everything has a day and everyone has a moment, and we all can take it and learn from it and make a better day for tomorrow. Okay, so we're going to go to a break right now, and I hope that whoever that want to call, and we'll take a break, okay?
G'day, I'm Jono Vandor.
And I'm Ross Nichols.
Join us on our program, Israel on My Mind, a show that broadcasts all the weekly goodness that flows like milk and honey from the Holy Land straight into your ears with humorous and happy news stories.
New shows are posted every Thursday at 7 p.m. Israel time, highlighting the lighter side and advancing a positive view of Israel here on Israel News Talk Radio.
And we are back. It's Orly Benny Davis, and this is From Jerusalem with Love. We were just looking at the board, and we are so happy to see all our friends from all around the world listening to us from United States of America, Israel, Canada, United Kingdom, Indonesia, Sweden, Finland and Switzerland and others that we cannot always see. Welcome to the show. It's so good to have friends like this, and I want to take a second to say what an outstanding job that Secretary Pompeo is doing with President Trump. He sent Mr. Pompeo to speak to the Israeli Prime Minister and to the Defense Minister and to the foreign minister, and right now is in United Arab Emirates, speaking about the accord. But before that, he recorded, Secretary Pompeo recorded a message to the GOP convention from Jerusalem with a skyline in the background, which is amazing. Now, many people are saying, oh, he's on official trip. Why should it be? It's like, how can you stop being a messenger of one voice of one party when you are in service? Just to say, we are here in Jerusalem, something that people have to understand, the city of God. We are actually praying with you. We're sending a message to you. That's something that is so new, so great, because whatever President Trump did for America and for the world, he reinstated the right for a man and a woman to pray. He was starting with praying in school. He started with freedom of worship everywhere, and he's doing it again and again. And that's why we always talk about God in our conversation about America, because in God we trust is not a motto, it's a way of being. In God we trust, no matter what, we are going to prevail. It is the most important thing to recognize, that when a man like Donald Trump is for God and country, you cannot beat him in any shape or form that you can come up with. Democratic Party is a sad party, because whatever he demonstrates that he can accumulate it right now is riots, is chaos, is anarchy in the street. If this is the reflection of their demonstration, is the reflection of what to come ahead, wow, I don't want America to even have to deal with this. And what they need to actually face is the music that those Democrats that are leading those states that the rioting are taking place are the one that needs to be replaced. If America wants to be America again, and we're saying America because you want to feel safe, you want to be empowered, you want to have, back to business as usual, as we say. And we have to understand that if you don't take a moment to realize that those governors that let the riots be are actually governing nothing, and if the safeguards of children or people in the street is not something you care for liberty's sake, let terrorists rule. Like people from many other countries that in the world, I'm not going to mention them, think that terrorist activity is something that we have to let it be. Look what they did to Lebanon. We're going to talk about it in the next segment, because there is a feature that, nobody spoke in the news except some English broadcaster that was really good. And what happened to the women there after the midst of the explosion? We are facing with a turnaround of events. This world that we had is no longer with us. We have two features, the one of the wealthy, and you can see them on the stock market. Everybody is asking why the stock market is doing so well and the economy is so poor. Well, that is the balance of power. You see, they accumulate the wealth, and the rest of us is having to deal with the crumbs, right? So maybe they save it for a good day. And I always trust, especially American generosity, as far as great company that come along and start working out with the community and helping out. Because at the end of the day, you will not do any more money, or you cannot accumulate more wealth if the economy will shamble, because you created the wealth so far, but it has to generate some new trades, new power to the people. Now, the people it's not a twinkle down economy that used to be said by Thatcher. Doesn't work. We want people to be empowered. However, going back to the convention, The convention is about the caring of Donald Trump. You see, in the midst of incredible attack by the Democratic Party on the, in the Hill, in the Capitol Hill, investigation with the FBI, with all sort of allegation, and he focused like eye on the ball, like there is no tomorrow, and he did the right thing constantly, making sure the wall is being built. And if you see it, he walks by the wall and it looks solid and incredible, and whatever feature are there are very worthy. Then we're going to talk about the trade agreement that he has. And in all this, we had a stand-up with China that's pushing the limit and trying to take over the world. But the world as China knows it is not the world we want to live in, because our freedom, our democracy, let's not talk democracy so much, because people didn't do democracy as sometimes it's become dictatorship more than the democracy. Like we feel it in Israel these days, that nobody's voice really matter. It's we have one man who decided all, for better or worse. So I don't want that, and especially from the women's side, it's not helping the women so much. But I want to say, from freedom and liberty's sake, America needs to be empowering Donald J. Trump and the Republican Party, that they are caring, loving people. And I'm saying caring, loving people for real. As one of them, as one who knows them and one that live among them, I know that they are great people and great men came out of. And South Carolina, get a grip. Senator Lindsey Graham must win. You must give it, you can't even think to pass the torch to anybody else in South Carolina, because he's been, a leader of justice for so long. Let him keep the work, the good work he's doing. Now, having said that, the Republican Party's convention is hard, because it doesn't have the crowd they're used to. They need people-to-people connection, and like the president like to feel it, and all those thousands of people that fill the room. So just remember, never take anything for granted. When you have something, just bless what you got and say thank goodness for that, because you never know. Nobody expected the coronavirus to hit us so bad. And nobody expected us to be completely out of control in the world. And nobody even imagined that world organization cannot have an organized thought about what to do next. So I hope that the GOP convention is incredible. I really wanted to speak to some representative from the convention at the White House, just to say hi and bless them and pray with them. But we'll do it all the same. We'll do it because we love them, and we do it because we respect them. We do it because we are thankful for them, and not because we are, that they give us anything that that we feel like obligated. No, they're doing the right thing. That's what we are obligated, because for God and country is a motto that I live by. And every time that I feel that there is something wrong, I will say it. And it's not easy, because sometimes you face the music all alone. And, facing the music alone is okay, but it's not making you so happy sometimes. But doing the right thing in the long run, you're looking back and you said, oh boy, if I didn't take that route, what could have happened? I want to, help you out to understand that doing the right thing is now in America is essential. And I know that there are a lot of people rioting in the street, and it seems that the chaos. But if you give back the House, the Congress to the Republican Party, they're going to have people in place that will take control and bring America to the safety that it needs to be taken care of. And yeah, and we need a collaboration of all of us. It's important task, and we have not so much time, but we're hoping that it's going to be turning okay. All right. So think about what we're going to do next. We're going to talk about women in the world. We're going to recognize Melania Trump for outstanding speech she had today, talking about the future and how we can care for the world and how women do. So bless her heart. Let's go to a break. We're going to start with Lebanon in the next segment because I keep an eye on it. All right? So let's go to a break.
Hi everyone, this is Andrea Siminto from Jerusalem, inviting you to drop everything and join me on my show, Pull Up a Chair. We'll visit this week's quirky stories, meet fabulous guests, and discover my Israel. Together we'll laugh, shout, and explain the topics that make us say, hey, we've got to talk about that. So get comfortable and pull up a chair with me, Andrea Siminto, every Thursday on Israel News Talk Radio.
Psalm 23, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Did you know this psalm and many others were composed by a Jewish shepherd and musician who later became a king? Would you like to know some of the inner meanings of psalms to help you connect with God and strengthen your soul? An exciting and easy-to-read book is now available which will help you do just that. Software for the Soul, Psalms for Everyone, available on Kindle, Audible, and Amazon.com. Software for the Soul.
Modesty at the beach? It isn't just about body image. It's about feeling good. Modest swimsuits, so we don't get burned by the sun.
So we won't get ogled by strangers.
So we'll feel free to express ourselves without the need to expose ourselves.
Let Marcy Modest help you to cover up what you want, how you want.
Made in Israel.
Visit marcymodest.com. That's MARSEA modest.com.
And get a 10% discount on your first purchase.
And we are back. It's Orly Benny Davis, and this is From Jerusalem with Love. Hi, David, in the chat room. Thank you so much. And, it's all in God's plan. You better believe it. It's all God's planning because the world needed to change. And he put, he shows us exactly who is the boss. The coronavirus can come and go to anybody. Nobody has no discrepancy whatsoever. There is no somebody. Of course, the sugar level and protein must be a factor in this game. And then look at what are the fires in California. My goodness, how much fire. You have to just pray for California. It's such a shame. And God saved them all. Godspeed, really. We need a big rain over there. Then we have the story in Lebanon that broke just yesterday, I guess. The story is like this. First of all, the attack with Hezbollah in Israel is something that it was standing out for a little while because people in this world of terror keeping track. They pay back Israel, or Israel needs to pay back. It's unbelievable how they calculate these attacks. You don't want to know, but let's assume. If anybody infiltrated the border, Israel will attack the border because Lebanon there and Hezbollah is on the border. Okay, so if the Lebanon authority the government quit, so they have this temporary government right now that they didn't let them quit, that can take a hold of the military, the actually Lebanese army. And with the United Nations, if they start controlling the border, pushing Hezbollah terrorist organization out of the country, so maybe the world can start trusting back and funding reconstruction of Lebanon. We can have maybe a future there. But the sad story is the people who get caught in the middle. And usually it's children and women. And those women, domestic workers that come from all over the world to work, on a work visa, domestic visa, that are being shipped by a kind of human factor that is like a coyote in Mexico. Yeah, they traffic them in different way, but they only have a license, probably with help of the government. And they get a visa to come from Nigeria, from Ethiopia. Those women that I'm talking about are in Lebanon right now. After the blast of 2 weeks ago, they got thrown to the street without anything, just their belonging, no money, no food, which they are starving, and no documentation. Think about it. Once they land into the country that they serve, the coyote, the one that handled them, take their documents. They just take their passport. They are not any human anymore. They are not allowed to leave because they are trying to hold them hostage. Why are they holding them hostage? Because the fee for arriving to Lebanon is like $2,000. In Israel, the fee is $8,000, which here in Israel is appalling in the same way that is in Lebanon, that they take the documents again and they're shipping women and they're trafficking them, and they traffic them from different countries, and they become also sex slaves. So let's start telling the truth about the condition in Israel too. But in Lebanon right now, they're in the street. They're pounding their fist to the Nigerian embassy there, a consulate, and they say, we need to go home. And they say, if you owe money to the landlord that you own, he owns you, right? Slavery per excellence 2020, you cannot leave the country without paying them back. Now, not just this, in the country of origin, they cannot come back if they owe money to this country, to the other country. So they are caught between two countries, no documentation, no money, and nowhere to go. And Lebanon is not really a border of Switzerland that, they might come to the Alps and say, oh, well, we can work in tourism or work as domestic worker. They are actually caught up in a line of fire because they are in the street. And how long before somebody come with the wrong ideas and do something? Let's not talk about the abuse they used to while working for the Lebanese families, and they are complaining about it. Now, domestic workers are the most important factor in humanity as I know it, because when people are in order, their life are in format of action, of work, and they can depend on. If they don't have help, it's a mess. So let's start giving them some respect. But I want to recognize the women of the United Nations and also from Nigeria. They start shipping them. I know that 240 already left Lebanon and arrived to Nigeria, but they need to get the temporary documentation. Now, what about United Nations coming up with identity card to those women that wants to leave it to another country and work? And by all means, people think that working outside the country is not good. Well, if you find a nice family, if you have a family that can help you and work with you, yeah, that's definitely something, like if you are au pair, you can learn, you can speak English, you can teach them English, you can help them with the children. Yeah, we need help. Every household needs help and having them. But please, don't empower those men that take control over the women, and if they are a little good looking, they start shipping them for other reasons. So I really cannot even start telling you what's the women condition in the world, because in Israel we had an accident last week, which a massive rape of a girl of 16 years old in Eilat. Now, this idea that pedophiles, or people who thinks that girls can be taking like a object and being manipulated and used to their whatever enjoyment, I really would like some kind of empowerment from the global women movement, because we cannot let the men lead us. We need to be in charge. We need a women factor here. I don't trust anyone with the 16 years old, and when they go to Eilat to vacation for, in their summer break, and if they come and some like criminal start abusing them, and there is nobody in the hotel to stop them, I would say they were collaborating. And I wouldn't say it easily, because I'm resentful to talk about that. But women that come to Israel, please do not make the mistake of trusting men in regular, because you don't know who they are. They don't know what they're up to. You don't know what drug they're gonna give you. And trust me, they bring drugs. They said she was drunk. Well, that's the moment that you cannot abuse her or take advantage of her. I'm telling you the story. What I'm saying, it's only the tip of the iceberg. Here in Israel, the women condition is being completely ignored. The men in the government are macho. Benjamin Netanyahu doesn't even put women in office, only if she pounded them, or she, like, my goodness, if there will be another woman there. The government of Israel is so not women oriented that I apologize, but I'm too American to ignore it. I'm too upset to even talk about and just tell you how appalled I am by the men that happens so often. It happened too often to be a story that like happened once in a while. No, this is a story that happened again and again. We have actors that abuse their power with little children. We have singers that take advantage. It's not a groupie. They just ship them to their father, for God's sake. We have one singer. Israeli men have to take a book and start reading the respectful way to treat a woman. We are not subject to their enjoyment. For some reason, I know Epstein was a Jew. What's you guys have to do with anything? And women, start talking to other men in the world. Start taking a lesson. What is this? This is like none by God, okay? This is not God ways. God ways is respect the women. God way is respect the ladies. Respect the little girl, 16 years old. She's just got out and they killed her soul. And I'm telling you, it's happening every day. And women in Lebanon, stay strong. We're all together, okay? I don't care about the war in the world. We women have a war of our own. We have to win it, okay? Let's go to a break and we'll be back after this.
Are you interested in transforming your life, drawing closer to the Creator, and uncovering the deeper meanings and hidden treasures in the Hebrew Bible?
Then join me, Rav Yitzhak Michelson,
and me, William Hall,
on the Science of Kabbalah, where we are seeking to narrow the gap between what we understand of our physical and spiritual worlds. So make sure to tune in every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Israel time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, here on Israel News Talk Radio.
And we are back. It's Orly Benny Davis, and this is From Jerusalem with Love. In the month of Elul, where we have Ani ledodi vedodi li, me to my uncle and my uncle to me. It means like me to my God and my God to me. It's that prayer that we all ask for, how we can make this world better. Now, we say we have to fix the world. How we fix the world? First of all, we need to take it one segment at a time. Never think about the whole building at once, because you can never make it. You need to think about segments, divide them, and start working on one by one. Yeah, I know. When I get excited, I get cough. It's happening to me. The question is where we should start. Now, Israel been under the gun to go to election because this reunion between Benjamin Netanyahu and Benny Gantz is like a horrible marriage. And actually, it's the abuse of power that per se. And I tell you as it is. When you have no money to give the country, or the country does not have income to fund the government, they should cut cost, right? They shouldn't enlarge their debt or go into borrowing money. They should re-empower the working people. That's the only money worth investing, and generate some new income to people by work, not by charity, okay, or by Social Security. Like you protect their poverty. You keep them on minimum wage or whatever. It's underwaged. But at least they breathe. So we had this condition this week that they were supposed to pass the budget. Now, in their coalition format, Benjamin Netanyahu and Gantz, with the push of every group possible to make accommodation, they created 18 more ministry jobs that they didn't need. They have 36 ministers that we don't know what they do, and we have no clue why they need those resources to do what. Of course, you have the usual regular routine, but they invented others. Then they have to come with a budget. On the coalition agreement, they decided that they have to do a biannually budget. Now, of course, the coronavirus is a situation where you cannot predict what your income is, but they went to the work, and Benjamin Netanyahu just ignored his agreement, his signed agreement, and made 1 year budget only. So after 3 months that Gantz was sleeping on the job, because if anybody was responsible, they say, hey, what about my 2-year budget? How much we're going to have to spend to those? Oh, you predict it, right? If you are a manager, you come every morning and start predicting how much resources you have. But no, they sleep on the job. A few days before they come and said, oh, we have only 1 year budget. But we ask you for 2. Well, too bad. We have 1, you sign it, or we go to election. That's a corruption way of saying it's torture. So Benjamin Gantz felt completely bad. He had an operation in the midst, and while he's on his on his sick bed, is sitting there. Waiting and listening to the news that Benjamin Netanyahu have an agreement with the United Emirates. What a way! And of course, the Americans don't have to condition themselves with Benny Gantz's operation, but at least you, the Prime Minister, wait a day, call everybody. Go to bring him some flowers, something. Be kind, be human. I didn't see coming to visit Benny Gantz in the hospital. I didn't see that picture of Benjamin Netanyahu. He's completely. Jenny's calling. Hello, Jenny.
Hello, Orly.
How are you?
I'm good. Do you recognize this voice?
Oh my goodness, Mama, my lucky charm.
Hi,
Jenny,
how
are
you doing?
you, my love? Oh my God.
I'm good. I went with Jenny Benny, but it's Limor.
That's a great one. So good to have you both. Hey, girl, how is everything? I heard that you are calling up to help all the people from the Oregon in Texas. Good for you. Keeping up the good work.
Thank you. We're trying to keep everybody safe over here and prepare for what's about to happen, but everything will be okay.
In South Carolina, you don't have anything, right?
No, thank God we're okay. It's right now it's more in the Midwest, South area, but South Carolina's okay right now.
Thank God for that.
Sunshine, beautiful weather, everything's good here.
And everything. Oh my God, the weather! I miss South Carolina so bad. I'm so jealous.
Listen,
tell me,
but you're
please.
in the best place that it can be. So I'm jealous of you.
Yeah, I know. I miss. This is home, like only home can be. I'm telling you. Now I want you to call all your friends. Oh, sorry, sweetie.
No, I said I called it. I saw your post, and I just wanted to call and say hi and wish you the best of luck today on your show. I'm at work, but I just wanted to send my love to you and say I miss you.
Thank you. Who's standing by you?
No, I'm at work. Nobody's standing by me right now.
All right. You took the time to call from work. Listen, but I want you to make the call to your friends in Houston and around in Texas. Come to South Carolina, like you posted today on your Facebook. Tell them.
Oh no, everybody knows they're always welcome in South Carolina, and just anybody that's going to be affected.
You're right.
The next few months, everybody's going to have to prepare for whatever comes with hurricane season and just work together to make it through it.
Okay, that's a great call. Okay. Yeah, you're never alone. You always have South Carolina, and you have you, dear. Thank you so much, Limor. I bless your heart. I miss you so much. It's so good to hear your incredible voice. Keep up the good work and keep on showing up, what the Bennies are made from. God bless you.
Always.
Say hi to all your friends.
I will. And keep on going with the show, okay? I want to hear it later.
All right, sunshine. Thank you. I will. I'll do my best. And I love you. Bye, sunshine. All right. What a great, God, I needed some good voice, and this is Libor. She's our pride and joy. She's fighting the good fight for the needy one always. If there is an emergency, you can call on her. And I remember when she serves in the IDF, she served under one war, and she reminded she came out of the place where the soldiers stays, and all of a sudden she saw the whole army out there standing up because everybody been recalled, and she arranged for them to help. Amazing person, amazing track, and amazing power. I thought that she'll always be a pilot. I fly so much. I wanted her to be a pilot too. You never know. She has still time. Anyway, guys, we are wrapping up the show. It's always good to know that the love is beating strong and hard in America, especially in South Carolina. South Carolina is my home. It's a place where I love and I cherish. I got so many friends there that I can only start thinking about them, make me feel strong, because I remember how much power we all have together. So I want to call upon all of you women in the world, please stay strong, stay brave. We're going to overcome it. Get your means together. You're all resourceful. Whatever you need will happen. And stop being, nitty picky on the small thing. Get things done, okay? We need to send the kids to school. We need to give them education. That's all the matter. We need to grow the next level of leadership of the world that will be better than what we got today. And trust me, we could do with less amount of government and more love and caring from women in this world. I know that you have a lot to do on your plate. I know that the men, there are so many good men in the world, so many hardworking men that been pushed around by bullies, by strong. They've been muted. They've been abused by the intolerant fathers or intolerant brothers. People, I give it to all the people that was shut up by bullies, and give them back the voice and speak out, be strong, just remember there is a God and he's playing them like a fiddle, okay? So God bless you. Let's pray for you. Be safe, be happy, be loved, okay? And all the best, and God bless you all from Jerusalem with love. Ciao, ciao.
If you love Israel News Talk Radio, then you'll love our Facebook page. We keep you up to date on what's happening in Israel, plus little surprise treasures that we don't share on the radio. Go now to follow us on Facebook. Just look for the Israel News Talk Radio Facebook page, and don't forget to subscribe and follow us by clicking on the like button. We post great stuff there that you'll want to share. Israel News Talk Radio on Facebook and Israel News Radio on Twitter.
If you're hearing this message, everyone else can too. Advertise with Israel News Talk Radio and get your message out to people. We'll build a personalized package for you. Contact advertising at israelnewstalkradio.com.
Straight talk from Israel. You're listening to Israel News Talk Radio.
Hey, this is Jake in Anchorage, Alaska, and I love listening to all the super interesting interviews and up-to-date information on what's happening in Israel.
Hello, this is Anna King, originally from London, now living in Israel. And what can I say? Israel News Talk Radio is my cup of tea.
My name is Bhaskar. I'm from India, and I love listening because you get to know the truth and wonderful voices from this lovely country.
Mom! Okay, wait a minute. Hi, this is Chava Dax, and I'm calling from the rolling hills of Ma'ale Adumim, just north of Jerusalem. I always listen to Israel News Talk Radio to get all the latest news and commentary and to keep me up to date every day.
This is Sarah Dax from Ma'ale Adumim, and I'm 12. I wish Israel News Talk Radio was boring so my mom wouldn't listen to it all the time. Mom!
You're listening to Israel News Talk Radio.
News, opinion, and more. You're listening to Israel News Talk Radio.